أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا فتاح يا فتاح يا فتاح اللهم صل على محمد ومبارك وسلم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربنا زدنا علما. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Happy Eid Mubarak to all of you, and I hope you had a very good day yesterday.
Alhamdulillah was good. And to you?
Barakallah. So today, inshallah ta'ala, we will be starting a new chapter, which is about the other three properties of ism that we hadn't discussed in the previous chapter. So we when we start studying, we said that there are four properties of an ism: status, number, and gender type. And status we discussed, there are three types of statuses: rafa, nasab, and jar. And we say that a status sometimes cannot be easily identified when the things are not are partly flexible or non-flexible. And we say that the some of the ism when they have no sorry the ism when they have al in front of it, they don't even does not take tanween. So the status telling the status of ism is like a bit difficult. So apart from that, we study the three type of fragments: harf nasab and ismuha fragment, harf jar and its majroor fragment, and idafa fragment. And they are also the indicators of an ism coming after it, what status then ism that coming after harf will follow. Or in case of mudaf and mudaf ilayhi, a mudaf ilayhi must be in jar status. Now after that, we are moving towards the other two type of statuses, and first of all we are going to discuss the gender. We see the Muslim chart and the Muslima chart, and we discussed that the ism by default is masculine, and but there is some condition, like there are 6 conditions when a ism can be muannas. So in this chapter we will see that what are the 6 categories when the ism can be muannas. So the first is biological feminine. So what does it mean by the biological feminine is, like we know the man has created the man has been created into like a human being is created into two man and women. So when Allah has created something as a feminine, so that is considered as a biological feminine. Like when you have a word for woman like amra or nisa, so that word is describing a woman, so that word is a biological feminine, and in Arabic grammar we'll consider it as a feminine. Like for a mother ummun, and for the sister ukhtun, for the daughter bintun. So these kind of words are explaining a biological feminine person, so these are considered as a feminine words in Arabic grammar. The second category is the word that end in ta marbuta, alif maksura, or alif with hamza. So these kind of words are also considered as the feminine words, but they are not all the time. There's some time that we say that some masculine name like Hamza, is ending in ta marbuta, but it is it's a boy's name, biological masculine name, so we consider it as a masculine. But most of the time, like 90% of the time, when you see a word in Arabic, give me a minute, and that is ending in ta marbuta or alif with hamza or ya maksura, we say that these words will be considered as feminine in Arabic grammar. Like other than the names, the word Rahma. Rahma is ending in ta marbuta, so Rahma is considered as a feminine ism. Simple, the word Beda. Beda is a word, Arabic word for the color white. So Beda and in the alif with Hamza on it, so that is considered as a feminine ism. Similarly, you see the word Kubra. Kubra, it has ending in the ya maksura, so that is considered as a feminine ism as well. So third category of animals is the body parts in pairs. So some in our biology, some words are some body parts are singular, like a nose. We have only one nose. So and we have only one backbone. We have only one head. So other than that, those parts were created in pairs, like our eyes, like our lips, like our hands, like our feet. These are Lamia has created them in pair. So the body parts which are created in pairs are also considered as feminine in grammar. Also some specific name of places like Makkah, Sudan, Misr. These name of places are also considered as feminine. And the last category is Mu'annas Samahi, which is called because the Arab said so. So there is a following list we will see inshallah ta'ala. So the Arab has said that okay, these words they does not follow the above 5 conditions, but they are feminine because we have declared them feminine. Right? So we have to remember those words, and we will see what those words are, and they are considered as feminine because Arab has said they are feminine. So they don't have to follow any logic. Arab said that okay, they are feminine, so we have to admit it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm revising. There are okay. In Arabic grammar, all isms are considered as masculine unless they are following these 6 categories. And if they are among the one of these 6 categories, they are considered as feminine. The 6 categories are biological feminine, words that end in ta marbuta, hamza or ya maksura, body parts in pair, specific name of places, non-human plural. Sorry, I missed non-human plurals. Okay, and the 6th is because the Arab says so. So I did not explain the non-human plurals. Okay, human is considered in Arabic grammar as the human, angels, and other than that, whatever we have is the non-human. So when we have non-human, and when they are in plural form, non-human ism in a plural form is considered as feminine. This is the most trickiest one because when we'll be doing it, you will be like, okay, it's a masculine and it's maybe following the Muslim chart, may not be following the Muslim chart, but it's a non-human plural, so you will consider it as a feminine word. It's considered singular feminine. So we will see inshallah ta'ala how they are. So I'm moving to the book and we will discuss them in detail in the book inshallah. So can anyone revise what I said up till now? Sister Hodma, you're not feeling well today? Who should I ask?
I could try.
Yeah, Sister Samia.
You said there are 6 categories of words that are feminine, and outside these 6 categories, then words are masculine, basically. The first is the biological feminine, and then the words that end with ta and alif, or what is that ya called that doesn't have the dots?
Ya maksura.
Ya maksura. So words that end with those is an indication that it's feminine. Our body parts that come in pairs are feminine. Names of specific places, non-human plurals, and there is a category of words that are feminine just because the Arab said so.
Jazakallahu khair. So everybody clear on biological feminine? What does it mean by biological feminine? Sister Lippy?
Yes, biological feminine like sister, daughter, mother.
The words that are feminine by nature. Like we know cow is, in terms of animal, we know cow is a feminine word for biologically feminine word because we have cow and we have bull as male. So cow is a female. So even in animals, even in anything which is living being and they are created into men and women, like masculine and feminine gender. So they all are biological feminine. They are considered as a feminine in grammar.
Yes.
Okay. Sister Parveen Maroof, are you okay with the feminine category of the words that are ending in ta marbuta, alif, hamza, and ya maksura?
Yes, but I'm glad you explained the cow and the bull scenario to me because I wasn't clear about that. I thought we were talking about only human relations there. I didn't realize that animals are male and female and they have the names they're considered female as well. I thought they came into the the non-human category of plural. They came like that.
Yeah.
I'm confused, so I'm glad you did that.
No, no,
Go
no.
back.
Anything that Allah has created as feminine, so this is
Yes.
considered as a feminine word in Arabic grammar. Inshallah.
Alhamdulillah.
So alif, hamza, and ya, ta marbuta.
Yeah.
Didn't have. Are you clear on that?
Yes, I think I should be okay because there's the hamra and soda for the ellipse, so
Yes,
you can tell.
hamra and
And
soda.
then
The name of the
yeah,
colors are feminine.
yeah,
Yeah.
and kubra and ulia, you can tell that they've got the alif maksura, so they are as well feminine. So rahmatun is salatun because of the Thai marbuta as well.
They are
So
feminine.
inshallah, it's good.
Very good, very good. Okay, so and the third category is body parts in pairs. So yeah, we were talking about them that we have two hands. So the Arabic name for Arabic ism for hand is yadun, and ainun. We have two elbows, marfakun. We have two shoulders, mankibun. We have two ear, azunun. We have two legs, rijulun. We have two cheeks, khadun. We have two ears, aqibun. We have two lips, shafatun. We have 2 feet, qadamun. We have 2 shins, saqun. We have 2 ankles, kabun. Even we have 2 kidneys. I don't know the word for kidney in Arabic, but they will be considered as feminine because they are 2. So anything that is on a body and are in pair, they will be considered as feminine in Arabic grammar. And we say the specific name of places, like we say most specific name of places are feminine. So say the word school or masjid is not a specific name of a place. We talk about the specific names of a place when we were doing the flexibility. So when we have a name of a place, like name of a country, name of a city, a name of a school or a name of a masjid, when we have given a proper name to a place, that is most of the time, it's not all the time, most of the time is considered as feminine. There are exception to some places, but now we will consider it as the name of a place as a feminine, right? And if there is not, there are few, and we inshallah ta'ala, when your knowledge grow, you and your vocabulary grow, you will be learning it, because in every language there are some exceptions, and the same is the rule in Arabic. And we talk about the non-human plural. So the non-human plurals are considered feminine. This holds true regardless of the gender of the singular form, right? So even in the singular form, a thing can be, non-human plural can be considered as masculine because it was following the Muslim chart, not a Muslima chart. But when it's come to the plural column, it will be considered as feminine, singular, feminine. So, when we have kitab, if we look at the kitab, what Muslim chart or Muslima chart, what it will be following in your opinion? All of you can answer it.
Muslim chart?
Yeah, because in Muslima chart you should have the ta marbuta in the end, right? So we will say kitabun, kitaban, kitabin, kitabani, kitabaini, kitabaini, but there will be no kitabuna. Then its plural will be kutub. Then we talked about the broken plural. So this is one of the categories of broken plural. So when we have a non-human plural, we will consider it as a singular feminine, right?
Yes, so instead of saying there are books, like there are would be in Arabic you have to say as like
she's books.
she is books. Yeah.
She's book. I know it's weird, but yeah, you got it right. Yes. So when we have a non-human plural, no matter what it would be in a singular or the dual form, it's a masculine or feminine, it will be considered as a feminine in its plural form. Okay? Like masjid. Masjidun, masjidan, masjidin, masjidani, masjidaini, masjidaini. No masjiduna. It will be masajidu, masajidi, masajidya. So this masajid will be a singular feminine, not a masculine plural. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Because this is the trickiest one in the our jins topic. People get confused with it all the time.
Will
Yes, please.
masajid be hiya masajid?
There will be hiya masajidu. Not huwa, not will be hum masajidu, it will be hiya masajidu.
Hiya masajid.
Right? Good, very good. Okay, and then we talked about the last category, which is feminine, because the Arab said so. So these are muannas samai words. There are few words and we have to remember them. There is a word for war, which is harabun. It's look like it's harabun, it's masculine, but Arab has said that no, we will consider the word harab as feminine. No matter it's singular, plural, or dual, it will be considered as a feminine word. And we'll be using the feminine pronoun for it. Like we will not say huwa, we'll be say hiya. Right? Now not anta, anti. I know we're not talking about you war, but like I'm just trying to explain. Like we will be consider them as feminine. And these words are harabun for war, sama'un for sky, shamsun for sun, nafsun for person, narun for fire, daluun for bucket, sabilin for path, tariqun again for path, and you will understand there are few words similar in meaning, but in the use when you'll be using it, you will understand the difference, inshallah ta'ala. Asa for staff, ardun for land, rihun for wind, berun for well, darun for house, kasun for cup, khamarun for wine, jahannam for hellfire, sa'irun is also an hellfire. So these words, when you say, they will be grammatically treated as feminine. So the Ustad has come up with this short story, and if you read it, that will be help you to, if you memorize, it will help you remember all those words. So let's read. Sister Samia, can you read the story for us, please?
Sorry, Ustad, I got a crying baby.
Can you see? Oh, okay, sorry. Anyone else? Sister Lipi?
Sorry. Sorry, I can't.
Can't you read? Can you see my screen?
No.
You can't. I'm so sorry. I thought I'm sharing. I am reading all the time, but you cannot see my screen.
No. Just this.
Oh, I'm so sorry, ladies. Can you see my screen now? Sisters, can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can read it now, inshallah.
Okay, please. Oh, you should have reminded me. Oh my God. Okay, come on, read it.
The following story will help you remember these words and their definitions. During a harb, war, the soldier was daydreaming, looking up at the sama, sky, until the shams, sun, came up. When he snapped out of it, he realized that he was the only nafs, person, left on the battlefield. He was surrounded by nar, fire, so he used a dalu,
Bucket.
dalu bucket full of water to make a sabil,
A path.
a path, sabil, and tariq,
Is also a path.
path for himself. So sabil and tariq, path. for himself to a safer ard,
Land.
land. In the hot, blowing rih, wind, he was desperately looking for a
Bar.
bar,
Well.
a well. Oh, it's up there. Okay.
Yeah. Let's scroll down so you can see the meaning.
Okay, sure. I can't see the text then.
To draw more water.
A bit more lower, please. To draw more water. It's covered by Pfizer is presenting. I can't read it. To draw more water.
Oh, okay.
To draw more water from. In his search, he found an empty house. Inside it, there was a ka'as,
It's a glass.
a glass full of khamr, wine. He remembered his fear of Jahannam and asai.
Yeah, this is also a word for hellfire.
Okay. And he used his asa stick to strike the drink.
Very well done. So, if you remember the story, you will remember the words in it, and then you will be like, okay, I know these words are feminine because they are from that story. So, this is an easy way to remembering all those words. So, Sister Parveen, can you read for us, please?
The following story will help you remember these words and their definitions. During
Sorry?
a harb,
Okay, sorry.
During
Okay,
a
you were
harb-
saying that. Sorry, no problem.
sorry, during a harb, a war, a soldier was daydreaming, looking up at the sky, till the Shams sun came up. When he snapped out of it, he realized that he was the only man left on the battlefield. He was surrounded by fire, so he used a dalwa or dalu, a bucket full of water to make a sabil, a path, and a path for himself to a safer land. In the hot, blowing wind, he was desperately looking for a well to draw more water from. In his search, he found an empty house, inside which there was a cup full of wine. He remembered his fear of Jahannam, hell, and Sa'ir, hell, and he used is Sa'ir hell as well.
Yes, this also means hellfire.
Okay, hellfire, and he used his asa stick to strike the drink.
Very good. Now, Sister Lippy's turn.
Yes, the following story will help you remember those words and their definition. During a harb, a soldier was daydreaming, looking up at the sky, sama, until the shams came up. When he snapped out of he realized that he was the only nafs left on the battlefield. He was suffered by narun, so he used to dalun,
Yeah.
full of the water to make it sabil and tariq for himself to safer ardun in the hot boiling rihun. He was desperately looking for a bi'run,
Bear.
a bear to draw more water from. In his spare empty
Dal.
inside which there was a ka'sun full of khamr. He remembered his fear of Jahannam and as-sa'iru, and he used his asa to strike the drink. Report his fear of Jahannam and as-sa'ir, and he used his asa to strike. Okay, drink. Listen.
Okay, the one thing, okay, since we have studied the status, you are usually using all the words in the Rafa forms. You said Shamsun, Samaun, but we know that Rafa form is only for the doer, and for the detail we use Nasab, and for the if it's after off or showing possession and it's after the harfu jar, we consider it as a jar form. So if you are not clear on which haraka to put at the end of a word, you can leave the haraka. Like instead of saying like during a harab bun, you can say during a harab, right? If you don't know if it should be harabun, haraban, or harabin, so you can say what? Harab, right? So since you are now an Arabic grammar student, so saying like asaun to strike a ring. So when you say he used his asa, and you know what is the question will come what? So asa is a detail here, right? So it should be asaan.
Okay.
So saying asa un will be wrong, but saying asa will be acceptable, right? Since you didn't put the wrong haraka in the end. Because you should be aware of the haraka now.
Okay.
And this way, like when we are reciting Quran and when we are, when you're praying, reciting like by memorization, you should be mindful of the haraka as well, right? So inshallah ta'ala, from now on, you should make your habit to pay attention to the harakat of the words. Very good that you make this mistake, because by this way I am explaining it to all others who are attending the class today and who will be listening to the recording, inshallah, that this mistake cannot be made from now on, inshallah ta'ala, because we have to be mindful of what we are doing. Jazakallah. So Sister Hodma, are you okay to read it for us, or you
Okay.
yeah, come on.
Okay. During a harb war, a soldier was daydreaming, looking up at the sama, the sky, until the shams, the sun, came up. When he snapped out of it, he realized that he was the only nafs soul left on the battlefield. He was surrounded by nar, fire, so he used a bucket, was it?
Yes.
Full of water to make a sabil and dariq path for himself to a safer land. In the hot, blowing rih wind, he was desperately looking for a bit
Well,
to draw a well to draw more water from. In his search, he found an empty dhow, a house, inside which there was a cats, a cup
yeah.
full of alcohol, wine. He remembered his fear of Jahannam and Sa'ir, hellfire, and he used his asa to strike the drink.
Very good, very good. So I think if you just keep on recalling, inshallah ta'ala, you will be able to remember the words that are feminine because the Arab said so.
Mustafa, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
So, for example, we're saying, what can we say? Okay, if we're saying path, right? Sabil. So we would say she. Instead of it is a path, we say she is a path, right?
So there's no word for it in Arabic, right? So there's only he and she.
Oh, here is it anyway, right?
Yeah, it will be huwa. So we cannot use huwa, we can use hiya.
Yeah.
Hiya
So
sabilun.
how about if we say paths? How would we make that plural?
Sabilun, sabilan, sabilin, sabilani, sabilaini, sabilaini, sabiluna, or sabilina, or sabilina. Right? 2 parts or more than 2 parts.
So would we still grammatically say he is like here path?
Yes, grammar would be the same, but the treatment will be in feminine.
Okay. Okay.
Any more questions before we move to the exercise?
Can a word be neither feminine or masculine?
Sorry?
Can a word be neither feminine or masculine?
No,
Does it
there's
have
no
to be
such
one of
thing.
them?
No such thing in Arabic grammar. either every ism has to be fall into one of the two categories: masculine by default, or feminine if they follow the rules of any of the 6 categories that we discussed. Right? If it's from the one of the 6 categories, it's feminine, otherwise it will be treated as masculine. Okay, so doing the drill 1, you have to tell me if the words are masculine and feminine, and you have to give me the reason if you say otherwise. So starting, Sister Samia, first one, Safarao.
Masculine.
Safarao is masculine, and what gives you that?
Because there's no reason for it to be feminine.
Okay, so what are the 6 categories for a word to be feminine?
Biologically feminine.
And
Ending in ta marbuta or alif maksura or ya maksura. Or
Alif and Hamza.
Alif. Oh, alif and hamza. Okay.
And
Hamza. Okay.
yes, you missed that one, right?
Yeah, I didn't know. Okay, so hamza. Alhamdulillah. At least I learned something else to come. No.
So this has a reason to be feminine, so that's why it is
So
feminine.
it's feminine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's feminine. Okay, so next one, Sister Parveen, Hamiyatun.
Hamiyatun is feminine because it's timer buta.
Yes, very good. Sister Lipi, Zulumatin.
Yes, Sulumatin is a feminine because the atin.
Because of, very good, very good. And Sister Hudma, Ainaini.
Is that feminine as well? Amy. Amy.
No, and Aini doesn't give you a feminine. It could be masculine as well. What gives you feminine?
Oh, because does that mean eyes?
Yes, N means eyes. We just see N means eyes. So
Okay, yeah,
eyes
that's
are
true.
in pair, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Political parts in pair. That's why it is feminine. Sister Samia again, Al Husna.
It's got a ya maksura, so it's feminine.
Yes, very well. So Sister Parveen, Makkata.
Makkata is feminine again because it's a place of a name of a place.
Makkah is the name of a place. Specific name of place are considered as feminine. It's also have tamak buta in the end.
Yeah.
They have 2 reasons for it to be feminine.
Yes. Yes.
And Sister Lipi, Mominaini.
I can't see any feminine.
It's reason to. Exactly. Very good. So it is masculine. Sister Hodma, Apkum. Upkamu.
I don't really know what that means, but I don't see the signs of feminine as well.
We don't care about the meaning now. Apkum, do you see any sign?
No, I don't.
You don't see. So it is masculine, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So what about Asa, Sister Samia?
It's Arab said so because Arab said so. So it's feminine.
Because Arab said so. Very good. So Sabiran, Sister Parveen.
Sabiran is masculine because I don't see any sign of feminine on it.
Very well done. Very well done. So, any question about the gender that we have discussed today?
Sabiran ends with the alif though.
But it doesn't have Hamza.
Okay, the alif has to have hamza. Okay.
When there's fathatain, there's always an alif. It's just how it's written.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any more questions? Please feel free to ask if there is any confusion. None? So I have to start a new topic number, but I think I should leave it today and I should start it tomorrow because that will be too much for you to remember the rules. So okay, so I'm coming back to the assignment. Is there anything that you did not understand in the previous chapter? Is there any queries during the assignment? Did you find anything difficult?
Stada, I think in the book it said that one of the hurufs that gives it, makes it a jar is the ba. It was a ba with a fatha. So do we look at just the letter ba that makes it? Or do we look at that if no matter what haraka the ba has, if it's a kasra, it still makes it a jar?
If it's a B, it's not ba, it's B, right? The harf jar is B with ba with the kasra, right? Not ba with the fatha or no ba with the shadda.
Okay, it has to have
So
the kasra.
when we have a list of jar majroor, we have B ta kalam ba, right? The B has kasra on it. Where do we have jar majroor list? Let me scroll down.
Page 24.
Page 24 it is. Thank you. No, it's not page 24 here.
It's 2.7 jar wal majroor, right at the end of page 24.
Right at the end of page 24. Okay.
Yeah.
It's giving me pronouns here.
Oh. I was just wondering if
it's page number 24, right? Sorry, I can see it now. So okay, it's ba, but you see B, Bismillahi.
Yes.
Yeah, so ba or B. It could be ba or B, right?
Okay. So are we just looking for those letters? So for example, like the kaf, is it what I'm looking for? Or does it have to be that kaf with a fatha?
Yes, the
Then it
kaf
needs
with
to
the
be-
fatha. But when we have ba or B, mostly it is B. Like I have in Quran, mostly I've seen ba with the kasra, right? But sometimes when you say ba and you have a ism in the majroor form, so when you look at the meaning, and if it's giving you a meaning of a preposition, right? It's giving a with or to or something, then you will know that it is your harf jar, and it's and if the word coming after me is majroor, so it's a jar majroor fragment.
Okay.
Get it or no?
Yes, and the wow, you said only if that wow's job is to like as a swear, then it makes it
Yes.
a jar.
Yeah,
But if
wa
it's as a
usually is in the
connection,
beginning of the sentence. But it's not this wow as a jar wow. It does not come as in the middle, right? It usually come in the beginning of the sentence. And there is another
it's
kind of
connected.
wow, which is connector wow, which is called ataf. Is usually comes in the middle, connecting two sentences. Sometimes it's also come as in the front of an ayah, but it's rare because when they are connecting something, it's usually it's when the wow is there for ataf, it's meaning of an and, like you say one thing and then the other thing, then this wow is comes in the middle, and the wow which is a jar majroor wow, so that wow comes usually in the beginning of the ayah, you will see. And you have example of Ash-Shamsi wal Layli, right? Wa Duha. So usually Wattini was Zaituni. You see so many ayah in the Quran, surah in the Quran, beginning with Diva. Allah Ta'ala is swearing about the teen, Allah Ta'ala swearing about the time of an Asr, or Allah Ta'ala swearing about something in Quran, and then the surah are beginning with Wa, which is a jar majroor. And you always say the isim that's coming after it is in majroor form, is in the jar form.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay, since we have no questions, so we are
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.